in disguises.
He has all of Hawaii to play with. He could hop from the islands, just hide in the trees.
Break into everyone's bedrooms.
It's his domain.
And he won't be finished until he threatens every woman in Hawaii. He's like the ultimate incel. What is wrong with him?
Clearly something.
Well, that was the Ezra update, I guess.
Yeah.
Jackson, you had another big topic, something about DMCA.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so...
Something really embarrassing for a person.
So, yeah, a few months ago, this is a Destiny topic, but it's not really anything to do with Destiny. A few months ago, a lot of Destiny YouTubers that post Destiny content to YouTube were mass DMCA'd. There was something like 95 of them that their channels got, like, you know, struck down, basically. And they assumed it was by Bungie itself, the creators of Destiny. But it's now been revealed by Bungie through lawsuit that the person who DMCA'd everyone in that mass strike system thing was a disgruntled Destiny YouTube creator himself who had his videos DMCA'd earlier in the year.
It's almost as if YouTube's system of letting literally anyone ever make a DMCA claim is a bad system.
That's what Bungie also alleges in their lawsuit.
Yeah. Bungie's actually taking a pretty
DMCA
strong stance that YouTube is also at fault for this.
They absolutely
and that the system
are.
needs to be better, which is great. Good on Bungie, first of all. They're suing the guy for $7.6 million because he struck down 90-something channels. But what makes this even better is that this guy, he goes by Lord Nazo, something like that, Lord Nazo, who was himself a YouTube Destiny content creator that had his video struck down early in the year because they were just genuine uploads of the Destiny soundtrack. He inserted himself into the drama while this was all going on and was offering support to the people that he himself was DMCAing. He was pretending like a Jesus complex. It was so good.
Well,
Some of his messages.
That's not what it was. He was doing it to placate suspicion. Like, oh, I'm just like you guys. I also got my shit taken down. You know, we're in this together. I don't think he was doing it to be like a savior or anything. He was doing it to put himself at the bottom of the list of suspects.
How did they find out he did it?
I think it was both. Well, there was something to do with how he was discovered. I'm pretty sure he used a VPN to strike down all of these creators in the first place. Smart. But he did so, very smart. But what wasn't smart was that he was logged into his personal Google account when he was striking these down. So he had his address and IP address.
Stupid.
To be fair, though, there were a lot of ways they could have caught this guy. Because he had to impersonate a third-party agency Bungie uses. So in order to do that, he had to register, at least on some level, with YouTube as an official entity with legitimate information. So they could have just subpoenaed that from YouTube, which is actually one of the big holdups and why Bungie was so mad at YouTube, because they wouldn't give it to him. So they had to go through a different channel of finding the guy's identity.
Oh, is that true? YouTube didn't correspond with them. I thought they did.
When the lawsuit first came out, maybe there was an intermediate update, but when I first saw the lawsuit, Bungie was desperately trying to get cooperation from YouTube to catch this guy, and they wouldn't budge on giving any of his information to Bungie. Yeah,
because I remember the day that this all came out. Everyone in the community immediately suspected that it was Bungie doing it, or the Bungie associate company that is in charge of all of their IP protection stuff. So the community sentiment was immediately extremely angry at Bungie, including the 96 super popular Destiny YouTube content creators. So it was a pretty bad situation for Bungie. And the entire time this Lord Nazo guy was in the DMs of everyone being like, this happened to me earlier in the year. We can't let Bungie get away with this. We can't let YouTube get away with this. Hopefully they reinstate us small YouTube creators. It was...
So what was his motivation here? He was just jealous of them?
No, he was mad. He was mad at Bungie.
For what? Getting actually struck?
His stuff had been legitimately struck at the start of the year. And he had a grudge against these big YouTube content creators because they had Twitter audiences that could then, they could utilize to get the attention of Bungie, whereas he couldn't.
But he also, to be fair, his were legitimate takedowns. He would actually just rip straight soundtrack from the game for his channel.
Right.
And Bungie was really sweet about it. They warned him multiple times not to do it again because it's just going to keep resulting in strikes, and he kept doing it.
Yeah.
These messages are cringe too. So he was in the discords of other YouTubers, I guess, playing these mind games with them. So he says like, yeah, it's people like us who suffer, the little guys, or just anyone with fewer than 250,000 YouTube subscribers. And he says, hell, you could make a Google account right now. Go to YouTube Studio and submit a takedown request on any video you want.
It's
YouTube
so
has the most
easy.
bullshit copyright system ever. It's so brain dead simple that even a child could submit a takedown request without needing any proof of authorization. All of this is true. And yet he somehow still fucked it up.
Yeah, it's so easy. Here's how I did it, guys. Look how easy I did it.
Yeah, he said the fact that it's that easy makes it very likely for someone to just abuse the system. This fucking guy.
Look, I recorded how easy it is. Here's me doing it.
The
fucking
DSA
idiot.
is such bullshit.
Yeah, so on March 20th, like a couple weeks after it all happened, Bungie, this is before it was known that Lord Nerzo was the one that did it. Bungie said on Twitter, we're aware of a series of copyright takedowns on YouTube, and we're actively investigating. This includes content on our own Bungie channel. So he also DMCA'd Bungie itself as well for their own content. These actions are not being taken at the request of Bungie or our partners. Please stand by for future updates. And he replied to that tweet saying, I just knew it wasn't you guys. I just couldn't believe that you'd do this to us after 8 years. I'm so glad I was right. You son of a bitch.
Lord, what a sleazeball.
Yeah, what a fucking loser.
It's so cringe. How old is this guy?
Old
This is
enough to be
something
sued
when
for
you're like a
$7.6
17-year-old.
million.
Yeah, it's not some kid. I think he's in his 20s.
God damn.
Far old enough to know better.
I thought I saw him because I was doing a bit of groundwork investigation on the day that it all came out because I was interested in seeing what Bungie's response would be or if they were the ones doing it. So I was looking through the Reddit and stuff, the Destiny Reddit subreddit, and I'm pretty sure I recall seeing him in like every thread, posting giant like essays about how this happened to him at the start of the year as well. So he was very active on the day, obviously, because I distinctly remember seeing it.
That's so cringe. Has he come out with a statement since he got caught?
I don't think so.
It's a good question. I feel like he has
Yeah.
to. He's like a terminally online poster. I feel like there's definitely something somewhere.
His Twitter account has been deleted, as has his subreddit.
Oh, well, that's sad. Oh, man.
He had a subreddit?
Well, I'd delete fucking everything too if I got sued for 7 fucking million.
No, sorry, I meant his Reddit account has been deleted.
Okay.
Yeah, I love the fucking comments and stuff defending him as well. There's actually people defending this loser. Like someone on Reddit says, guy did something stupid and petty, but they decide to ruin his life. Is that really worth that sort of punishment?
Yeah.
And while 7.6 million is pretty big, it's also he actively fucked over 100 other people.
There's
I have, like,
always going to
no
be people
sympathy
playing
for
devil's
it.
advocate exactly like you do, Jackson, with like fucking arcades and shit being gambling.
Well, no, I still stand by that. That wasn't devil's advocate. I think it's hypocritical to say that arcades aren't similar to microtransactions to some degree. Microtransactions are just more effective.
Your point wasn't that they're similar to some degree. You put them on the same pedestal as they are both equally bad.
No, I didn't.
I vaguely recall you saying, like, yeah, this is just as bad as arcades.
No, I distinctly said that microtransactions are much worse. I just think that they're similar in intention. That's what my point was. I went back and listened to it.
Maybe
I
you're
also,
right.
last episode, to just clarify some things, since we're doing that now, I guess. Last episode, there was also a section where we were talking about evolution, I guess, and how animals
Boy, here
don't
we
evolve
go.
to go back into the ocean. And I think we collectively kind of said we can't think of any animals that did. And then every single fucking comment on the YouTube video was like, I can't believe Jackson's a dinosaur fan and he didn't know whales evolved to go back into the ocean. So I guess, yeah, whales evolved to go back into the ocean at some point.
And you're arguing that arcades are microtransactions? God, why should I listen to anything you say? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't know anything. Fucking idiot.
God, what a loser.
We've always said we don't know anything on this show.
I'm going to sue you for 7.6 million, Jackson.
Well, now I know
Honestly,
that
I'm
Wales
okay
did
with
involve
that. We should sue more people who abuse the DMCA system. It should be way easier to have some sort of a counterclaim opportunity with that shit. It's so retarded. It is so retarded that literally anyone can do it. And it's not even a... Like, the system is so busted that complete fucking foreigners can submit DMCA complaints to American companies without anything. Like, just a private citizen can just, like this guy said even, click a button on YouTube and then some creator is fucked. Why? The system is ass.
Why don't they fix it?
I do the fucking movie industry, I assume.
No incentive to. There's still a monopoly.
But wouldn't it create legal issues for them in the future?
Clearly
Like with-
hasn't
yeah.
yet, unless Bungie decides to take the first step.
It seems like it would
Bungie's
just
isn't gonna
create more
single-handedly-
headaches for YouTube,
Yeah.
though.
I don't know why you guys are focusing on YouTube. The DMCA problem isn't a YouTube-specific problem. It's a fucking cancer that's been spread by the movie and music
Yeah.
industry to every
True.
website.
It
YouTube is
American-
just bending the knee and doing what's in their power to not get sued and shit.
The real
It is
big
ass,
issue
but-
on all of it is American copyright law is such a goddamn
It's
predatory
trash.
and
Yeah.
convoluted piece of shit.
That's what I mean when I say DMCA. I mean copyright in general is such a fucking trashy system right now that YouTube couldn't single-handedly fix it. It's not on them. That's not a defense of YouTube. Fuck him. But I'm just saying, like, your whole system is
Yeah.
ass.
We really
Yeah.
need blanket legislation to just change all of it. It's gotten so fucking out of control and ridiculous.